have often walked down this street before. Not true, I don't really walk down this street. You know why? No sidewalks. Hey everybody out there, it's me, Mark W. Gray here, vlogging on the stick, walking down my street. Anyway, this week Sourcefed Movie Club has assigned Lovelace for the review. Sourcefed usually uses something I send, but they don't always use like my funniest line, so I'm going to put some annotations right here to, so you can jump right to them. You guys are busy. I just want to help you out, you know? There's people sitting in that parked car. I'm actually self-conscious. I think I'm crazy talking to my stick, and I perhaps am. By the way, this is where they filmed the show Workaholics. There's film crews out here all the time. Anyway, Lovelace is the story of Linda Lovelace, America's first great porn star. What do you mean great porn star? Is a porn star really great? Is she really the first porn star? Well, probably neither of those things. But she's one of the first ones to really enter the popular consciousness. To be famous enough that like Johnny Carson would mention her. Now, as you may know, she starred in the film Deep Throat, which is about exactly what you think it's about. You see, back in the 70s, there was no internet and there was no home video, so all porn had to be shown and watched in adult movie theaters, where you had to go and pay money and sit in a theater full of people. Before my time, mercifully. Deep Throat was unique because it was such a rare thing to be able to see someone actually do the deep throat. People came out, you know, people who wouldn't normally go to a porno theater had to kind of check it out. It was kind of a hip thing for people to do. Anyway, Lovelace is the story of this girl, Linda, who became Linda Lovelace. I really liked this film. It was really kind of entertaining and interesting, and it was structurally very interesting. It was sort of like watching two films. In the first half of the film, you get the whole story of her getting thrown out of her parents' house, meeting her boyfriend who becomes her husband, getting into some weird stuff like he's into, him teaching her how to do the deep throat through some kind of hypnosis, apparently. Then her getting the job in her first film, which was Deep Throat, and the success that came with that. And right when I'm thinking, hey, they never really had a scene about him talking her into this, or this all seems pretty light and like it was all kind of a good time. But then the film snaps back to the beginning of the story again, and we see the other side of the story. It's kind of like Rashomon. All the same stuff is happening, but we see the other scenes that we didn't see. The scenes where the husband is abusive to her and beating her up and being a dick to her and pimping her out and taking money for her to have sex with a bunch of conventioneers. I mean, this guy, her husband, was a complete dick. He whored her out. He literally whored her out. A lot of hidden gems in this movie, like the mother is played by Sharon Stone, who I didn't even recognize for the first half of the movie. They kind of hit her with the ugly stick a little bit, aged her quite a bit, but maybe not that much. She sort of really fit this role. But she's this old-fashioned housewife who tells her daughter, when she wants to get away from the abusive husband, you go back to your husband and you do what he says and be a good wife, which she, of course, later regrets when she ends up starring in a porn film. Not a very loving household. Even at the end of the film, though, the mom is still pretty prickly. When they finally hug and all that, she's still like, okay, that's enough of that. This was all based on Linda Lovelace's book that she wrote about her experience, how a lot of these women in porn are there because they come from abusive relationships and they're made to do it. It's not something they want to do or enjoy. It's just something that they've been programmed into them by their shitty, terrible, abusive husbands. I think the real message of this film is don't overly sexually repress your kids because they might just leave and fly to the arms of some asshole who will really ruin them. There's a lot of dogs in this neighborhood. The guy playing the director of Deep Throat is Hank Azaria, who is Apu and Mo on The Simpsons. He's excellent. He has a crazy little goatee beard and a toupee, nice like poodle toupee. I'd say they really nailed it with the 70s look and the hair and the costumes and everything, with one glaring exception, James Franco. Great actor, terrific guy and everything, but he was playing Hugh Hefner and he looked nothing like Hugh Hefner. It might have been some technically accurate costume he had, some kind of a velour suit, but it just sort of blended into nothing. Maybe it was the hair, like he had curly hair or something, and Hef had, you know, slicked down, straight hair. I don't know, but in a film that was otherwise right on the money, realism-wise, James Franco as Hefner did not ring true and pulled me right out of the picture. Okay, to wrap it up, Lovelace is an excellent movie with a lot of terrific acting, some really lovely work with the period, the 70s, the costumes, the hair. The people just look like real human beings, and that, I think, is really cool. Check it out on Netflix. You just might enjoy it, or you might find it incredibly disturbing, or, more likely, both. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment and all of that jazz, and be sure to check out some of these videos that I've been doing with Collab Ding Dong, and of course, Professor Puppet. Have a great night.